Well, hello. If you've been a visitor to our website, you'll know that one of the recent posts I had mentioned the fact that we might want to review some books and doing so video, which I thought might be an interesting tool. The subject we kind of covered was new reviews of old books, because I think there is some value. There are a lot of old books out there that people have not had an opportunity to read or see or own. With a lot of valuable information. And I just want to let people see those books, talk about them a little bit, because they still have a lot of value for research, study, just general interest, especially when it comes to architecture and the types of houses we're interested in. I'm going to start this out with a look at the book of Anthony Emery. People familiar with the subject of ancient English houses would probably be well informed about his 3-volume set, The Greater Medieval Houses of England and Wales, which I will show you volume 1, which we have here. It's a 3-volume set. This is the first volume that I've been able to obtain myself. It's an expensive set for houses and books, and as far as they go. I think I picked this one up at a fairly decent price, but again, they're generally, I think, in the U.S. here, a good price. You can get them for anywhere from like $85 to $100 per volume. I managed to pick this one up, I think, at Barnes & Noble online. So I was anxious to get it because I bought the first one because of the expense, and I have enough books here. You can see that I still haven't quite read all the ones I have. It represents quite an investment. And I wanted to get the first volume to take a look at it, to see the level of scholarship and, the production qualities of the book, because I do create books. I design books and publish books myself. And I'm very interested in that subject, especially, in the particular subjects we cover here. So I was interested to get this first book and have a look through and see what we have. So again, volume 1 here. This was originally published, I believe, 1996. The first volume covers volume 1, which is Northern England and Wales, the houses from the 14th and 15th century. And my first impressions of the book were it's a wonderful book, wonderfully researched. There's a lot of high quality work done here. The level of research is very impressive indeed. A lot of people, a 3-book volume like this, I think the total volume, all the books probably has, is about maybe 600 houses in all. This particular volume covers about 200 houses. For a lot of people, that represents a life's work. That's pretty impressive. But it's very thorough in the coverage. It's very accurate, very well informed, and very well written. I would also, because a lot of academic books can be really dry, kind of really a bear to get through. This is the exception to that. It's very well written, and I would commend Anthony on doing a fine job on this book in particular. The book covers, again, as I said, 200 houses. There are over 200 illustrations of the houses, and I think he's got about 100 different plans and maps, all of them which are very clear and very well done in the book. There's a full bibliography, which you would expect in an academic work like this, and appendices. So again, I would recommend it for anybody who's a student of what I call ancient English houses. This would be very highly recommended. I must point out a few things regarding the book. I would be remiss if I didn't say that the subject matter and the quality of material probably deserves a better presentation. And this is where the book designer, book publisher in me comes in as I viewed this book, and this is another reason why I wanted to start with 1 volume. It's case bound, which is unusual. A lot of hardcover books, especially the ones in this price range, if you find a cloth bound book with a paper, and sleeve on it, and that's not the case here. It doesn't disappoint me. There's a lot of beautiful case-bound books, but it was unusual. It was somewhat unexpected. But I would also point out the quality of the book. It is a hardbound book, but I can tell by the quality, it looks like it was a print on demand, an early low quantity. I don't think they printed a lot of them. Just generally looking at the illustrations and the text, the way it's printed, it's slightly raised, so I know it wasn't offset printed. And this is something you see, it's probably first generation. If it had been in color, it probably would have printed on an indigo press, but a high volume, high quality, but a digital press, not a offset press. And this is obvious in some of the illustrations. You can see if I show them here to you. The illustration quality, there's not a lot of contrast. And I think, the material deserved a better presentation, frankly. It's not quite up. The book itself, the design of the book, and the publication of the book as put together really deserves a better presentation. That might have been a compromise at the time, because I imagine this was not a large print run on a book on a highly specialized subject like we have here. So that would be expected, but it's only slightly disappointing because, again, if you look at this in a well done offset printed book, you would see the difference, and it makes it hard for all the illustrations. I believe a lot of the illustrations were provided to Mr. Emery through the National Monuments record. He did take some of them. I know English Heritage, he mentions, provided some photos of their properties. But again, the photos, as they are in black and white, just don't reproduce so well in this format. And that is a sad fact, although, again, there is some photographic record, and some are better than others. There are some that are not bad at all. Here's one of Turton Tower. You can see. So, there's enough to get a feel for what the buildings look like, but not perhaps enough to capture the real spirit of the building, and not the high quality kind of illustration that I think the subject deserves. So I would be remiss if I didn't point that out. However, and again, this was printed by Cambridge University Press, so their choice of printing method and style is certainly not the author's fault at all. But again, I would say for anybody who's seriously interested in the subject, it would still be a valuable addition to your library, and one you wouldn't want to be without, because again, it is thoroughly researched and something that I really think you enjoy. So that's our first review of new reviews of old books. I'll probably try to keep more concise in the future, but again, this is the first time, so we'll see how this goes. So hopefully it has some value for you. And until next time, I hope you visit us at the Long Gallery, which is thelonggallery.blogspot.com, and also our Twitter site, which is twitter.com/thelonggallery. And we hope to be talking again to you soon about another new book. Thank you.